Welcome back. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. This week, our expert is David Miner of Pure Flow. Karibu sana, David.
Thank you, Catherine.
David, one of the things we gathered from Anthony Macao's story is culture is very important for his company. Perhaps you can explain to us what that means.
Company culture is very important, and what this is not what your business says about itself, but what it does. That's company culture. So many times people ask us about our business and we say, oh, my business is this, we do things this way, and those are usually aspirations. But the company culture is what we actually do. And this is a very integral part of business because that's what the customer sees, that's what your suppliers, your partners, your bankers, and everybody around you sees is company culture.
Should company culture be experienced internally, or is it just for my customers?
It's both internal and external. So we talk of internal customers. So those are the people who work within the organization that help me do my job. So those are my internal customers. They expect certain things from me and I expect certain things from them. Of course, external is what the ultimate goal is that we want to be able to serve our customers so well that they come back, that they like us better than they like our competitors. So we need to get internal culture right to be able to get the external culture in place.
David, are there different types of cultures in businesses?
There are about four general types of company cultures that are often talked about. The first is the not so good, the autocratic, where as the boss I decide everything that happens. The second one is the opposite of that, which is a democratic, and sometimes I like to call it guided democracy, where the leader allows the team to think through issues, to make decisions, and only guides them when he feels that maybe they're on the outer boundaries of what is generally acceptable in the organization. The other is hierarchical, through hierarchy, where at different levels and stratas of the organization, you find different cultures, which is not a good thing. So what happens here is that because I know you don't have access, as a middle manager, you don't have access to the MD, I'll tell you, but the MD could never approve that. The MD doesn't want these kind of suggestions. The third one basically has to do with a very open and kind of not guided culture. And that's a little bit dangerous as well, where anything goes, we'll discover as we go. There's no leadership from the top. And sometimes you have what you call clanism happening. So you find different pockets of power centers beginning to form and guide and say, well, I've worked here long. I know what is supposed to happen here. They'll say, no, I'm in the finance department. I'll tell you what happens in this company because we are the ones who fund everything. So those form little clans, and it's not a very healthy environment.
David, how do I tell, or how do people tell that you have the right culture in an organization?
It's based on two things. One, customer feedback here is key because this whole culture business is not just for yourselves. If you have the best culture and have no business or no transactions, then it doesn't mean that much. It's really about the customer, the end users. And so customer feedback in terms of external customers is really important. They have to tell you that we think you guys are doing a great job, or we think you're doing a great job, but you can improve in one or two areas. And that is really important. And the leader of the business, the top management, have to keep an eye out and be very deliberate about getting customer feedback. Otherwise, you live in an illusion because you live based on what is in your strategic plan and what's on paper and say, this is who we are. But because nobody's giving you feedback, it doesn't mean that you're actually who you say you are in terms of deed. So you really do need to hear from your customers, and they are the determinant of how healthy and how good your company culture is.
David, for anybody who's running a business, what advice would you give them when it comes to culture?
I think every leader of any business, whether you are employee or owner, needs to really, really make sure they get customer feedback from their internal and their external customers. That's where it begins. Before you plan great things that your customers don't want,
Yeah.
Before you give them big lobbies and wonderful receptions that they couldn't care for, probably you want to ask them what they really care about when they come to your business. And that's where it all begins. And from there, you begin to understand the kind of culture that you need to be able to respond to your clients.
Thank you for that clarity, David. It's actually now clear why culture is important. And it also contributes to the success and growth of a company.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you for watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. And remember, culture does eat strategy for breakfast. Have a blessed week.